So, I want to let you guys in on a little thing that I have been doing lately. So, like, this is like story time, but this is like story time vlogging. I have been doing something revolutionary in my life, and that's called taking a risk. So, let's go back to 2013, 2014. That was the year when I was in theater school. Let me just take this. Theater school, we started off with a project in acting class called Zone of Silence. And Zone of Silence was basically, I don't know, maybe 5 actors entering a make-believe room, basically, where there are 5 chairs. So we would enter, some sort of doors, like, cut out doors. And they were like theater stage doors. And we would enter the room, and it would be 5 of us entering, one at a time. And basically, we would have to be ourselves. And that was like the first kind of rule of acting that we learned, how to be ourselves. Like, not to be something else, but to be who we are and to be comfortable in our own skin. Because I think I think a lot of people talk about acting like, oh yeah, all you do is play characters and this and that. But like, in order for it to be realistic, in order for it to be real, you need to be yourself. And at the same time, when you're yourself, being like going with the flow, which means like being in the present moment, like whatever, reaction comes up, you just go with it, right? Because things would happen in that room, in that silence, basically, that would be unplanned because it's improv. We would just enter the room and we would just basically do improv without talking. So we're like in a waiting room. And it was a huge learning experience for me because for me, I was a perfectionist for most of my life, especially in my high school years. And perfectionism gave me a sense of control, gave me a sense that if I perfect what I'm doing, if I'm perfect in the way that I talk, walk, dress myself, hair, then I'd be perfect in life. And that's so not true, because how you look and how you sound does not define who you are. But I learned that so late in the game. Really, my perfectionism made me just made me close a lot of doors because I thought that I was not good enough, or I thought that I was not ready enough, or I thought that I was not talented enough. I thought so many things. Like, my perfectionism legit restricted me and made me feel obligated to think that if I didn't do something like cookie cutter style, then it's not worth it. I realized that the biggest thing with acting that we were taught in those zone of silences, and taking a risk for a lot of people is a scary thing. It was scary for me. I would never take a risk that I've never thought of before. Like, I would have to think the scene through, then after I would do it. But then after, it would not even fit with the scene. Like, whatever I thought was already it was not in the moment, right? Which kind of, so I was not really going with the flow. I was just going and, like living in my mind. Recently, by doing this YouTube channel, by going with all the, there have been so many malfunctions that have happened technology-wise, because I'm working with my Android camera, like my phone camera. I don't have a DSLR camera. I'm not complaining, but I'm saying that, like, things happen. I do my best with everything that I'm doing with my technology, but I said to myself that I'm taking a risk with this YouTube stuff. I'm not going to give up. I don't care what the end product is, because in me taking a risk, I am releasing myself from the expectation of perfection. I don't want to sit there and be attached to a certain expectation, because that's not what life is about. I want to be in the flow of stuff. And that's what I've learned. Like, this YouTube channel has taught me so much, because you don't know what to expect. You don't know if someone's going to like your video. You don't know if someone's going to dislike your video. But I've come to the point of saying it doesn't matter. I really enjoy making these videos. For sure. It's the beginning. Like, my first, I don't know how many videos, they're probably going to be, I don't know, not the best, or, but I am doing my best. And so for anybody who out there who is also struggling with perfectionism or is recovering from perfectionism, because I would say right now that I'm actually recovering from perfectionism rather than being in the midst of perfectionism. If you guys want to share your experiences, I'd be really interested to know just what you guys have experienced, what you guys have gone through, and coping mechanisms on how to beat and battle perfectionism. Because I think in creating YouTube, I want to create a community where we can be honest and vulnerable to each other and with each other, and not to feel afraid to be who we are, because we're all dealing with stuff. We're all dealing with any sort of insecurity. We're all dealing with, be it problems in life and, health-wise, family-wise, it's life. But we got to be there for each other. And I think if I can leave this message, is that take a risk to be yourself. No, I take that back. I don't want to be here telling you what to do. I want to share with you what I've been telling myself what to do. I've been telling myself to take a risk with being who I am, in taking a risk with going with the flow and letting go of expectations, and taking a risk of failing. It doesn't matter if I fail. I think everything becomes a lesson. I will learn from it. I will learn from whatever failure comes my way or whatever mistake. And that's what allows me to grow, is being myself and being who I am. So I hope that helps you. And I want to know what you guys have been going through in terms of perfectionism, how you guys have struggled with it, or what you guys have done to battle and cope with it. Or cope with it. Okay, bye.